Hello everyone, welcome to Excel Civils Academy. I am Rameshwari Holkar, Center Head of Excel Civils Academy in Hyderabad. In this sessions, we are learning about India's river system. In the previous session, we already have started the origin of this river Godavari as well as its left and right bank tributary. In today's session, we are going to learn about the exclusively Godavari's left bank tributaries. Then let's start with this session. So, as I discussed in the previous class, there are important 6 to 7 left bank tributaries are there. The first important is the river Purna, then river Painaganga, Vardha, Vainaganga as well as Indravati and Sabari river. We can go through this map and you will be able to understand where exactly these rivers are located. So this is the map. You can take a screenshot of these left bank tributaries of this river Godavari and exactly from which mountain ranges it is flowing as well as through which states this river is flowing. The first river that we need to understand is the river Pranahita. River Pranahita is the longest and largest river basin covers with respect to this river Godavari. Now river Pranahita does not have any particular origination because it is the confluence of the 3 important river tributaries. Those are river Vainaganga, river Painaganga as well as river Vardha. Confluence of these 3 rivers, we call it as a river Pranahita. All of these 3 rivers confluence in the region of Maharashtra, in the region of Gadchiroli district, and then this is the Pranahita. You can see this through this map. You can understand where exactly this river Pranahita is located. Now, the first, as I was discussing about the river Vardha, which originate from the Satpura mountain range from the Betul plateau. There is another river which is a Painaganga Painaganga river which originates from the Ajanta hill range from the Maharashtra, and the third very important river, that is river Vainaganga, which originate from the Madhya Pradesh from the Mahadev hill range. Now this Vainaganga river flows through the western part of Maharashtra. Here this river Vardha confluence with this river Vainaganga in the Gadchiroli district. The region is here, and then again this Painaganga is Vardha's right bank tributary. Now here Vardha, Painaganga and Vainaganga will together call it as a river Pranahita. Now you can see here. Now this Pranahita, after confluencing or after this 3 river confluencing, this Pranahita flows from the region of Maharashtra and enters on the border of this Maharashtra and Telangana in the region of Kaleshwaram. Here you must be aware about the Kaleshwaram lift irrigation project is constructed on this river Godavari, where this river Godavari, where the Pranahita river confluence with the Godavari in the Telangana. So this Kaleshwaram region is very, very important. Let's now understand about the river Pranahita. You can take screenshot of this information. As I said that Pranahita is confluence of the 3 rivers in Maharashtra. Then Pranahita, which meets the Godavari in the Kaleshwaram in the state of Telangana. So you can understand this river through this map. The second important river among that Pranahita river, now we are going to learn each one of them. The first is the river Vainaganga. Now this Vainaganga, as I said, it originates from the Mahadev hill range from the Satpura plateau. This Vainaganga river flows through Balaghat region, Bhandara district as well as from the Gadchiroli district of the Maharashtra. This forms the state boundary between Madhya Pradesh as well as Maharashtra. This river, Vainaganga river, is known as a lifeline of the central plateau or central highland. Again remember that this tributaries, there are important tributaries of this river Vainaganga are Pench, Vardha as well as Andheri. Now this Vainaganga river, as I said, it is a lifeline of this central India. Here the ecosystem wise this area is very, very important. There are 5 important biodiversity or protected areas lies. Some of them are the tiger reserve and a very important tiger reserve. Those used to be there in the news frequently. So these are the 5 protected areas. One is a Pench tiger reserve. The second is Umred Karhandla Tiger Reserve, as well as there is a Tadoba Andheri, Navegaon Nagzira and Chaprala Wildlife Sanctuary. These are the 5 protected areas get water supply through this Wainaganga river system. Again, understand this Chaprala Wildlife Sanctuary, which is basically located where the river Vardha and river Wainaganga meet or confluence in the region of Gadchiroli. Through this map, you can able to see there is a Pench Tiger Reserve, Bor Wildlife Sanctuary, but Bor Wildlife Sanctuary is getting water supply from the river Vardha. Then Tipeshwar Wildlife Sanctuary, Umret, Karhandla as well as Tadoba Andheri from a very important tiger reserve. Then Chaprala Wildlife Sanctuary, Navegaon Nagazira Wildlife Sanctuary as well as Indravati Tiger Reserve and Pranayita Tiger Reserve. All of them are located by the respective rivers. But this entire fragmented patch where this is very important for the biodiversity conservation, where this Wainaganga river supplies water, very important area. You can see there is a river Wainaganga is meandering. Understand that not just northern Indian rivers meanders, but the peninsular rivers also meanders, and Wainaganga is example of that river. Again, remember that culturally this Wainaganga river is also very prominent and important. There is important temple is there which is known as a Markanda Mahadeva temple, which is constructed by the Rashtrakuta dynasty in the 8th and 12th century in the region of Gadchiroli. Now this Markandeya Mahadeva temple also called as this mini Khajuraho, which is located Khajuraho is located in Madhya Pradesh, and this Markandeya Mahadeva temple called as a mini Khajuraho. You can see this beautiful architecture of this mini Khajuraho, which is almost quite similar to the Khajuraho temple from this Madhya Pradesh. So again, this river is very important. If we talk about the multi-purpose project located by this river is a Kaleshwaram lift irrigation project. As I said that where river Pranayita and river Godavari confluence, there is a constructed this Kaleshwaram lift irrigation project. Then what is the purpose of this lift irrigation project in spite of having a Godavari flow from the region of the Telangana? Understand that the state of Telangana or the plateau or the region of this Telangana has an altitude of around 500 to 600 meters. Now that altitude is very high compared to where the river flows. Now river flows through a lower altitude, and this Telangana plateau has a higher altitude. That is the reason this area cannot use the river water of the Godavari. That is the reason they are lifting this water in the Telangana in the region of Kaleshwaram village or Kaleshwaram area, and that lifted water stored in this Kaleshwaram dam and then supplied to the region of the Telangana. That is the reason this project is very, very important, which supply the water to the region of Telangana. Telangana is a semi-arid zone where the water scarcity is there. Out of this 33 districts of the Telangana, 20 districts get water supply from this Kaleshwaram lift irrigation project. Basically, this is a multi-purpose project, and this water get provided to the region of Hyderabad as well as to the city of the Secunderabad as well. So you can see this multi-purpose project, that is a Kaleshwaram multi-purpose project, very, very important. The second left bank tributary that we have is the river Vardha. Vardha river originate from the Satpura, from the Betul district. You can see this Multai, from the Multai plateau. This is the river Vardha. Then the important tiger reserve or wildlife sanctuary, that is a Bor Wildlife Sanctuary, which get water supply from this Vardha river. And for the environmental and biodiversity purpose, the wildlife sanctuary is very important because this is the smallest tiger reserve in India. There are only 4 to 5 tigers has left. So this Bor Tiger Reserve, their conservation is important, through which this Vardha river flows. Vardha river again is very important. Then the another river that we have is the Painaganga river. As I said, Painaganga river originates from the Ajanta mountain range from the Maharashtra. It flows through the region of Buldhana as well as Washim district, and it joined this river Vardha in the Chandrapur district. So the western part of Maharashtra, where these left bank tributaries of the Godavari are becoming a lifeline. Then you can see this Bor Wildlife Sanctuary, very beautiful wildlife sanctuary in the Maharashtra, through which this Vardha river flows. Then fourth river we have is a Purna river. Now Purna is the first river which confluence with the Godavari in the Maharashtra. Now this Purna river also originates in the Ajanta hill range. Ajanta hill range is an eastern side of extension of this Western Ghat itself. This Purna river flows through the region of Marathwada, which is again a drought prone area. The fifth left bank tributary that we have is the river Indravati. As I said, Indravati originates to the western part of Eastern Ghat from the Orissa. Then it enters in the Chhattisgarh. You can see here, it enters in the Chhattisgarh where it originates in the Orissa. Enters in the Chhattisgarh, southern part of Chhattisgarh from the Dandakaranya forest in the Bastar plateau. Through this Dandakaranya forest, this Indravati flows where Indravati Tiger Reserve is located. Now this Indravati river is very magical. It creates the natural boundary between three states, that is Chhattisgarh, Maharashtra as well as region of Telangana. We people divided by the boundaries, but the rivers connect the people and the region together naturally. It's very interesting to learn about this river Indravati. You can see that this Chitrakoot waterfall, which is also called as a little Niagara of India, is located on this river Indravati. I'll show you where exactly is this Chitrakoot waterfall. This is Chitrakoot waterfall, also called as a little Niagara, and this little Niagara has this horseshoe falls of Chitrakoot also because it has a horseshoe shape. So this is a Chitrakoot waterfall located on this river Indravati. You can see this ecotourist region of the Bastar. It has a tropical deciduous forest from this southern part of Chhattisgarh, also where this Indravati river flows. So this is about this river Indravati. You can also see this beautiful picture of this Bastar region. I am showing and collecting multiple times pictures. Those are very relevant and they are not very easily accessible. I am trying to read different magazines and providing you good information so that your preparation will be complete and you don't need to study any other resources. You stick with this Excel Civils Academy. You are going to learn a lot in coming classes as well. So this is Indravati National Park. You can see the picture of Indravati National Park in the southern part of Chhattisgarh. Then the sixth river that we have is a Sabari river. Now this Sabari river is also originate in the western slope of the Eastern Ghat. And you can see in this picture as well, you can see in this map where this Sabari river originating. Now this Sabari river originate and flows to the Odisha and then enter in the region of Chhattisgarh. Ultimately, it directly enter in the region of Andhra Pradesh. So this Sabari river is also equally important. The surplus water from Indravati river get transferred or shifted or diverted in the region of this Sabari river. Again, this create a common boundary between Chhattisgarh and Odisha. This is basically Sabari river, left bank tributary of this river Godavari. So we have learned these 6 important left bank tributaries. The first is river Purna, then Painaganga, Vardha, Vainaganga, Indravati as well as river Sabari. Thank you very much. Revise this session multiple times. Please use your atlas as well as take a blank page and practice the map and the flow of these rivers. Stay tuned. Thank you so much.